Hi friend, in this video we disassemble and clean the spark plugs. The working part of the spark plugs is constantly in the combustion zone of the fuel mixture and can serve as an indicator of the processing taking place inside the cylinder. Whatever plug wire covers the surface of the combustion chamber that's invisible from the outside, this is a deposit on the electrodes. This is the fastest and most convenient way to look inside the engine. Just disconnect the high voltage wire and unscrew the part from the socket. Friends, and before you start watching the video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and put a bell so as not to miss a new video on the channel. The performance of gasoline power unit is evidenced by candle electrodes painted in a light brown tint without oil, carbon and soot. White or light gray spark plugs in our cylinder are a sign of a lean air-fuel mixture supplied by the injector or carburetor. Moreover, the skirt, the platform near the electrodes, and the treated part are absolutely dry, without traces of oil. Why is the lean mixture supply? Lambda. The problem incorrect inform the control unit about the amount of oxygen in the exhaust gases. The reason is the wear of the sensor. Faulty or clogged nozzles. Incorrect carburetor setting or clogged fuel jets. Insufficient pressure in the fuel injector rail. Problem with the idle speed regulator. Air leaks under the manifold or elsewhere. Unsuccessfully chip tuning of the controller mode by the owner of the car. A lean mixture does not pose particular danger to a running engine, but it brings discomfort to the driver. The car accelerates slowly, pulls poorly and twitches. There is a lack of fuel. Oddly enough, the phenomenon causes an increased consumption of gasoline. A car enthusiast who wants to achieve better dynamic press the accelerator pedal harder and more often. The working part is covered with a black soot. Black spark plugs are symptom indicates that the fuel mixture is too rich. The proportion of gasoline is increased above the norm. Therefore, the fuel does not burn completely and form a layer of soot on the chamber walls and on the spark plugs electrodes. An additional symptom of this problem is black or dark blue smoke from the exhaust. When regassing, small flakes of soot can fly out the pipe. One way to clean spark plugs is brush with fine steel bristles or sandpaper with the smallest grit. The downside of this method is what with this method. One way to clean spark plugs is brush with fine steel bristles or sandpaper with the smallest grit. The downside of this method is that with this method of cleaning the spark plugs there is a great chance of severely scratched of insulator, as a result of which it will become much more quickly covered with carbon deposit during operating. Clean spark plugs with household chemicals. Most often such products are used to clean stoves, sinks, faucets, and other household appliances. There are quite a few reasons for enriching the fuel mixture. Air-fuel mixture, the most common, are as follows. One of the case sensor has become unusable. Airflow, temperature, throttle position, or oxygen connect in the exhaust. Lambda probe. The controller activates the emergency program and prepare the mixture according to other indication. Carburetor malfunction, clogged air jet, wear on the throttle valves, etc. Break of the pressure regulator in the fuel line. Nozzle wear, nozzle overflow, and leak when the power unit is not working. Problem with spark. The power of the electric impulse is not enough for the normal light of the combustion mixture. There are other not so harmless. Some of the unburned fuel penetrates the crankcase and dilutes the oil, accelerating the wear of engine part. The other part falls into the exhaust manifold, which is why shoes are periodically heard in it. Soot clogs an expensive catalytic converter. It has to be cleaned or replaced with a new one. The life of spark plugs is radically reduced. When operating or rich fuel mixture, the engine chokes. This is the unstable idle and skipping cycle. When a certain amount of soot heated to a high temperature accumulates in the chambers, after the ignition is turned off, the engine does not want to stall and makes 210 revolutions of the crankshaft. The reason is indicates soot that ignites a combustion mixture with a spark. The phenomenon is less common than the above effects. Where the red electrode on the same candle? The tank is filled with a low-quality gasoline with additives that increase the octane number. A motorist or a fuel supply add additives to gasoline, which contain a large amount of metals. The owner of the car put candle in the cylinder that did not match the heat rating. When a small amount of liquid oil is present on the candle, it's worth thinking about checking the cylinder piston groove. Grease penetrates the oil escape rings, getting inside the chamber with each cycle and upward movement of the pistons, so it does not burn. As a rule, this effect indicates the initial stage of wear of the compression and oil escape rings. The working part protruding into the combustion chamber is covered with a fluffy brown carbon deposit. The light brown color of the plugway means that the engine consumes a large amount of grease for wasted. Moreover, the oil penetrates together with the combustion mixture through the opening valves. The fact is confirmed by the fact that the lubricant completely burns out and settles on the valves, since it enters the chamber only during the intake cycle. The reason is the circle wear of the valve steam seals, otherwise the valve seals. The additional feature is high oil consumption, around 1 liter per 1000 of run. A wet candle that smells of gasoline must have been unscrewed from an inoperative cylinder. The second option is a complete failure of the candle itself. Gasoline is regularly supplied to the chamber by an injector, but does not ignite and partly flow into the crankcase. If there is no compression in the cylinder, then compression and subsequent flush does not occur. Fuel is wasted. Consumption reaches 25% and dilutions the engine lubricant. The inner electrode is burned or missing. Obviously, a candle with a burnout electrode must be replaced. An important nuance: these parts don't change one by one, but only in set of 4 pieces. It's allowed to put a working candle in the cylinder temporarily to get to the garage or service station. That's all guys, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to put like.